Baby, what's good? Baby, what is poppin'? If you can hear my voice, you should know what's going on. And if this is your first time joining me, you're about to know what's going on. It's your girl, Jess, popularly known as Jess Finesse, and you are tuned in to Jess Finesse Presents. And I started this thing where I clap for myself, because if I don't clap for myself, who's going to clap for me?
I will.
Ooh, today I'm in a real good mood, even though I'm dead tired. I am exhausted. This 9-to-5 life is not for me, but it is though, because I'm in it and I love it. But then it's like, damn, I went from freelancer to full on, wake up in the morning, brush my teeth, wash my behind, put on my hat, put on my beret, put on my rings, wear my boots, and come to work. And I also have a fellow 9-to-5er with me, but this person is my boss, and then he's the boss of many of your faves, and then he's also the faves of the faves of the faves of their bosses. Anybody that sits in my chair is not whining. It's coming from the depths of the depths of the depths of my heart. This person is very special to me. Like, everybody's special to me, but this person is real special to me. Ladies and gentlemen, people of all genders, all ages, I don't discriminate. Actually, it's 18 plus because we cuss here. But,
fair, it's like a curse. Nice.
Yeah, no, but see, enjoy. The floor is yours. Bigfoot.
Fuck.
You're practicing now. Exercise your tongue. Do tongue exercise. Yeah. Bigfoot bust my head. Bigfoot bust my brain. Bigfoot not on your face, not under your face, in your face. Welcome to Jess Finesse Presents. Can I clap for you?
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna clap for you.
Yes.
I'm gonna shoot all your haters. even though I can't lie. It might be insensitive to be using this gunshot because the country where I was born and raised, they're really wilding right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I don't even... I'm so desensitized now. You know, like how in Nigeria, people use comedy. Not just Nigeria, I think black people all over the world. They use comedy to mask tragedy. Or like how they, I don't know, like console themselves, or how they just don't want to have to relate or deal with the issues of the world. They just use comedy. Because of just being in this country for so long, I'm now desensitized. I now see why people will be using comedy to be talking about things that are not funny. So there's a very thin line between making a joke about like gun violence right now and the fact that every day for the past how many like weeks or every other day, there's been a mass shooting in that Yankee like this.
It's an interesting coping mechanism, but that's what it is. People just need to cope, especially when there's a certain amount of beatdown you'll go through.
Yeah. And
all of a sudden, it's no longer a once in a while thing. It's now the new norm. And when your brain and your body adjusts to it being the new norm, then you now automatically start looking for ways to cope. It's not a great thing, but it's life.
It's the reality. It's not even, at this point, I don't really argue what is good, what is bad. I just be like, that's the reality.
Fair.
And everybody's reality is different. And the way people interpret a objective reality that all of us are experiencing at the same time is different. I'm tired. That's all I can say. I'm running on autopilot, if I'm being very honest. Very honest. Tragedy after tragedy. Yeah, you have to pick yourself up and go to work. Tragedy after tragedy, but you still got to create content. Tragedy after tragedy, you still got to come here. Bigfoot, bust my brain, watch my guy, why my guy? I'm going to ask you a very important question. Bigfoot, don't fall my hand. All right? Because some of my friends will pull up here and they will fall my hand. Bigfoot, you
I have a feeling I know the question you're going to ask.
Cannot fall my hand.
I have a feeling I know
my
the question
foot
you're
is
going to ask.
not a size 41 for no reason. Okay? I have a big foot. Okay? Do not fall my hand. Yellow or white?
So
I can fight though.
It's not a funny matter. White all the way.
Why couldn't you even just form? Then put your hand down. Black Panther, put your hand. Oh, don't go. Put your hand down. Put your hand down. Put your hand down. Put your hand down. Okay, Black Lives Matter. Put your hand down. Okay. Why couldn't you even just form and just say yellow? Just based on me.
Because man, somebody will look this and say, man, if he's starting out by lying, that means everything else he will talk today, just makes sense.
You know what? Let me clap for you. Let me clap for you. It's insane. I love it. So, Gary, I always associate Gary with intimate like conversation. Like you smoke Gary with your guys the same way that you guys smoke that other thing, right? You smoking with your guys. You relate with your guys.
Yeah, fair.
You can open and become vulnerable over such an important meal. Whether you broke or you rich. Whether you got one accolade or 10, it cuts across all classes, all stratospheres. Okay? Now, what was your first experience or exposure to Gary? My first exposure was in boarding school.
Oh, mine was before. I grew up on a farm.
For real?
Yeah. I grew up on a farm.
Elaborate.
I grew up on a farm. So we had this farm, like it was a huge farm when I was a kid.
So you had money. Agric money.
Agric. But the thing about it is my folks never sold. So it was.
So they were farming for fun.
Yeah, no, they were farming for consumption. So it was. So we ate from our farm.
Okay.
And then we sent to the villa, and shared with the brothers and sisters. We never really sold, but it was a huge farm. Like I learned a few stuff. Because there was a lot of stuff. There was cassava. There was maize. There was palm trees. We had all the citruses, all 5 of them. All 5 citrus in the farm.
Imagine using citrus to boast. You had all the citrus. Not 1, not 2, not 3, 5.
All 5, man. That's crazy.
That's how you know we rich. We had 5.
I was trying to think. I can only think of orange.
We're gonna do the whole Gary convo. Then, as you're preparing your Gary, I will ask the first question on my first fan. Okay. What do you supplement that white nonsense with?
You can't call these white guys.
These white nonsense. I want to say white trash. So let me be calm today. Let me just call it nonsense.
Anything, but my favorite thing to supplement it with is almonds.
Almond
nuts.
And how did you even think about putting almonds inside your Gary?
Yeah, that's me. Almonds, cashew nuts, groundnuts.
Do you know what was so mad? So I had cashews at work today.
Yeah.
And I had said a few episodes ago that I want to try smoking Gary with cashew.
You should.
But I finished the cashew in my office. Like, I should have saved half of the bottle to bring to this place. Let's indulge in some high luxury Gary. What is the name of this scientific name of this Gary? I keep forgetting. Garium something sulfate, whatever.
I don't die.
What? Almonds? The first time you put almonds in your Gary, what was everything alright at home? Like, why did you do that?
Bruh. Okay, so I like experimenting with food.
Just like you like experimenting with beats.
Yeah, like I just like experimenting. So there was something I was doing then. I found that someone told me to try it.
Okay.
And
was it a woman?
Yeah.
Shout out to women, because women always be making men try new things and changing their life for the better.
She asked me to try something, and I was like, man, she is fire. And that's mango.
Wait, were you trying to toast her?
Mango and salt. I was dating her.
So I like the context. That
was mango with salt. This was the first time I was trying that thing, and it was incredible. Mangoes with salt and almonds.
Now that I think about it, the sweet and the saltiness clash. They complement each other very well. So I can see mangoes and salt actually slapping.
It slaps. So I got almonds, but then I was now out of mangoes and salt, and I still had almonds.
Okay.
So I was like, what am I going to throw these almonds into? I can't just be eating almonds just like that. And I was like, Gary, we'll try this. See if granite will work. Almonds
I hope you still
work.
talk to that babe too still.
I will still talk.
Good, because she's changed your life for the better. Would you like to say her name, or should we not cast her?
I mean,
come on, say her name. Let's stop her.
All right. You're putting me on the spot.
Come on, the spot is where you like to be put on. Come on.
No, that's not where I like to be put on.
Fine, okay. Whoever this mystery lady is, I'm clapping for you because you made Bigfoot's life better by introducing him to Gary and almonds.
But on the real, I'm not saying her name because I'm not so sure she will want me to say her name.
Oh, it's one of those type of things.
Yeah.
I see. So many people may not know that you've been in the industry for a while. See, when I say a while, I need to be dramatic. A while. Okay? Not a little while. A while. With a capital W. Okay?
Okay.
How would you describe the evolution of the Nigerian music industry from your own POV? Don't give me generic answers.
Man, like there's so many ways to describe it, but I'll say my summary, then we can break it down. Yeah.
Okay.
It's nothing. Yeah. It's nothing short of incredible what young people have done. To be honest, with this industry, without without how I put it, let me not say without rules, without written rules and written processes, and how the music itself has changed and has grown, and the access people have, and the boldness, the sheer boldness. Because if anything about us here, we are sharp, bold, and rude. We'll do them anyhow we want to do them.
But is that rude to do it by your own rules?
Well, like,
because we still do egg buzz.
Yeah, you go still do them, but you do them based on you shall want to open that door.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're stubborn, we get strong-head, we'll run out anyhow, and the industry has changed so much. It has changed so much.
So for context, could you give our
so
listeners an idea of when?
Okay,
like your beginning.
So beginning. When did I start producing? 2003 down to 2022. That's like
I need to calculate my age. Sorry, I want to check how old I was at this time. Be talking. I'm listening.
Yeah, I started producing in 2003. It was a different industry, to be honest. It has to be. I was in Uniben then. I had a studio in Benin. I was working with a crew of 11 people. There's this certain freedom, I'll call it that. While there were people who already cracked that there was money to be made in music, most of the creatives, at least most of the people in my class I knew then, were just creating for the love of it, yeah? And to change what we were hearing at the time. So there was really room to be a lot of things. And that hasn't changed today, but now it's easier. You understand? Then it was fortress keepers, man, not even gatekeepers. It was then it was fortresses. But I mean, to be honest.
Permission to interject. Permission to interject.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of sparked my interest? You said there were a few people that identified that there was money to be made. I kind of want to know, what were they seeing that made them think, there's something here, and we need to start attacking it like now.
Some people will see the market. Some people are gifted like that. They see the market, they see the numbers.
So it's like stocks.
Yeah. Some people see the market, they see the numbers, even though, like, there is no actual documentation of just how much numbers is coming out. Some people are bold enough to take their money into that market, yeah, and then create a structure that makes them money. You understand? The first set of people that created a semblance of a structure, in my own opinion, were the Alaba guys.
Okay.
So there's a semblance of a structure, but then again, when you see the market, when you are the guy that takes the product into the market, when it's a product to you, when it's not passion, see, that's the thing. I do not think. Let me take my glasses out.
Come on, he's about to get hot in here. Oh snap!
I do not think that for a lot of people, they see the market because they're too close to the music.
I think I understand what you're saying when you say that.
Yeah, you're too close to the music, so you make emotional decisions. And Alaba guy looks at the product and sees, this is how I can sell it.
No matter what that product is.
No matter what that product is.
Okay.
So they saw a market and they attacked it. You understand? Before we knew what concepts of advances where Alaba was giving advances.
Okay, so let's take a second and break this down.
Yeah.
Right? So this is before before iTunes, where we're talking about streaming money. I'm sure there was publishing, but I'm sure publishing wasn't really talked about in Africa at the time. No, okay, let me just speak for Nigeria. Let me not say other countries, right? It's not like, we had shows, I'm sure maybe endorsements and stuff like that. So we're talking about people saying like, okay, Alaba is where you can sell anything. We can sell music here. If a song is popular and we distribute it to Alaba, which is, whether it's the burning of thousands of CDs and then getting people to distribute it. Like the original distributors of this country is those people hawking
Yeah,
music
district teams, man.
and buying
What we
and,
call
and
street
selling
teams.
it in the
Yeah.
industry.
Yeah.
This is the first time in my mind. This is the first time ever I'm thinking of it like that. It was actually distribution.
Yeah, that's distribution.
Before we talk about iTunes and Spotify and Apple Music.
Yeah, that's distribution. Promotion was going to schools, getting the young people to buy. Yeah, because again, my dad and my uncles and my aunties are not going to listen to the type of music I was making anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go to the unis. First CD we got in Benin, Welcome to Benin. It was a song, Welcome to Benin, that we did. We sampled the chief priest of Benin, built a hip-hop track around it. It was crazy. Then we started doing tours around the South. Like, you legit raise money, print CDs, go do tours.
How are you raising the money?
Amongst ourselves. Okay, what do we need to do? What do we need to do to get these CDs out? And also, you link with guys that can, say, buy a CD burner first, buy a stack of CDs, burn it in our studio, package it somehow, you start thinking about the brand, take pictures, wrap it up, say, hey, man, guys, let's get on the road. But you have to do it. You have to do it because we were in Benin and we didn't know much about the Lagos market. Man, it was even crazy.
Have you even been to, at this time, had you ever been to Lagos?
No.
Wow.
I haven't even been to Lagos, but I was connecting with guys in Lagos. There was this forum called the African Hip Hop Forum.
Okay.
Yeah, so on AHH, I met a few people. I met Mood 9, I met XYZ, I met the whole...
So where was this forum? On Facebook?
No. It was just a forum like Nairaland.
So on the internet?
Yeah, on the internet. It was
Okay.
just a forum. Like, you just come in, there are topics, and you just go and just add topics.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was no SoundCloud. We used to use what's called SoundClick. So it was SoundClick. We just go and upload our music then, and some will upload on MySpace. So there was MySpace and SoundClick.
Mm-hmm.
Those are two we're using. And we just talking about everything. So some of the people I met later in Lagos, when I came to Lagos, we already knew
From
on the African Hip Hop Forum.
Facts.
You understand? And I was such a heavy hip hop head, man. I was always about the music itself, researching the music, understanding what was going on in it. But my point was, we didn't know much about Lagos. You understand? One of my first, even when I did pick it up for Sanchez and he came to Lagos, I wasn't here, so I didn't know. I didn't even know what was going on. I was Benin. We were oblivious. But even in that sense, we quickly understood that we need to go places.
Mm-hmm.
Take our music places, perform in the schools.
Bro, y'all was touring, distributing, recording. Like,
that was the whole process.
Like, when you think, so how do you feel? I already know you're going to give me a media trained politically correct answer. And I'm sure it's going to be the truth. But, like, how do you feel thinking about your journey in this music business from what y'all had to do? Because that's stuff ahead. I mean, it's hustle, but it's also stuff ahead. But it's hustle. And then seeing people, Gen Z and all these, 21 and below or 25, whatever age group and below, having like literally everything at their fingers. Like, you can literally wake up, not even brush your mouth, go get your laptop, open this thing, record a song. If you want to mix and match, maybe you don't have money to mix it. You can try to even
get
scrap together, mix and master. Press a button, it's uploaded.
Yeah.
You put it on all the distribution sites.
Yeah.
Click of a button.
Yeah.
If something happens and you just happen to use social media in a way that just make you go viral, boom, they really want to book you for show.
Yeah.
How do you feel not being able to experience? I mean, you experience it now as a very seasoned, a very accomplished, artist.
Yes.
In the form of music production and sound engineering and stuff. But when you were starting out, you had to do it like the hard way.
Yeah.
Do you look at it like, damn, where was this when I was younger?
Part of me looks at it that way. And the other part of me is like, the same discipline you had then, you have it now. You have to have it now.
Facts.
Simply because it's easier now. It also means that the market is more saturated.
Yeah, because I was going to say, it seems easier, but you have so many people.
Yeah. The market is more saturated now. So that same discipline of waking up, tracking your record, burning it, going after it, is the same discipline that you need today to wake up, create content, unique content around your music, push it, sell it, put ads if you have the money, or just push it in such a crazy way that that it just goes viral, or people have no choice but to listen to you. Take some certain type of discipline on, and I want to break down that door to be a black bones and carry megaphone and be walking on like a road. It takes a certain, you understand? And it's the same thing. If you wanted it bad then, you will do a lot of work. If you want it bad now, you still do a lot of work.
Do you how do you feel about some of your peers criticizing the younger ones who are doing some of these things they call antics? I say that because you brought up Black Bones. And I remember when I was defending the heck out of Black Bones in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a lot of, respectable OGs questioning Black Bones marketing strategy. So when you see some of your peers criticizing the younger ones doing what they're doing to push their music, what do you do you tell them like, yo, let these people do what they need to do? Do you agree with them? Do you side with them? Like, what's your response?
First off, of all of those people that did that, share some of them are still doing those antiques today. Some of them are still doing it.
I really want to press the gunshot. Can I press the gunshot? Despite the fact that it's a really sensitive time right now for gun violence. You're not lying. You're not lying. You're not lying. You're not lying.
See, as one thing, me, I'm a finance guy. The ingredients for converting a product to a sale hasn't changed.
Facts.
If you go and take a marketing course right now, I will guarantee you it's the same set of 4 P's or 5 P's of marketing we learned and that they'll still teach you today. It hasn't changed. Only the media has. So while somebody before in Alaba will wake up and say, man, this record, makes sense to carry this record into the street. And they will calculate it. They know how to sell every record. Because in that period, you won't tell me it's only street records that sold. They sold street records, they sold gospel records, they sold R&B records. Star Plus sold out. All in an era where we are all selling CDs. So they will wake up and say, this record, we have to go and find the market for this record and sell it. So that will make money. They will convince you, bringing the record to them, that this record will really move from market to and give you a lower advance and a lower percentage. Meanwhile, they see the market.
Just like these record labels.
They are going to go and move this product.
Like these record
they are
labels.
going to move these products. And your product didn't sell, and the market is not really liking your product, but they go see message you say, bro, second album day. You understand? Because they will make profit at the end of the day. It's the same way that somebody in today's world will wake up and look at something and say, man, we're on social media now. So what is the right place? What's the right product?
Right.
What's the right price? It's the same thing. It hasn't changed. Only the change. And the people you are selling to is different. But you still have to sell your product at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you got to sell out.
2022, I'm asking the room, y'all still buying CDs in traffic?
No.
We're buying vinyls.
Not even for like sentimental, like, oh my God.
If anything, it's like you said, vinyls.
We're buying vinyls now to feel like big boys.
Touche.
You produced last year's Atex Live.
The irony.
But long before that, you produced some seasons of Project Fame.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Somebody setting me up with this case because I gave that information earlier today.
Bigfoot, no, you lying.
I'm not. I produced season 1 and 2 of Project Fame. But yeah.
Are we friends? I don't think we're friends anymore. This podcast is ending like this. We are out.
We're friends.
What?
We are friends. It's just there's a lot of Jess. There's a lot. There's a huge part of our lives we haven't unpacked. We are still
you're casting me right now. I don't know this. Project Fame.
Yeah, Project Fame season 1 and 2.
What's the question in that thing? Sorry, because I keep cutting you off. Sorry.
Was it difficult returning to live production after so long, and how did that come about?
Big for Project Fame though?
Yeah, Project Fame.
Like, is it on your LinkedIn?
No. It's not about
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Let's go.
Well, but the Project Fame thing, yeah. The Project Fame thing was interesting. It was interesting because they didn't have a band season 1 and season 2, and so they needed someone to produce the backing tracks.
Maybe we should even explain what Project Fame is to people who maybe
Project Fame is was at the time I think was the premier singing competition.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was and it was also the top rated singing competition from then. Season 1, Inyanya won, if I remember. That's the season Inyanya won, and Praise came second. Praise was also in Project Fame. There's been a lot of stars that went through Project Fame.
That are still relevant today.
Yeah, Inyanya, Praise, Johnny Drill, Niniola, Chidima. A lot of people that went through Project Fame.
Oh, snappity snap. Okay.
Yeah, so season 2, there was a person that won. I don't know if it was Chidima that won season 2 or Mike Kanya Soda. One of the two of them. But yeah, so season 1 and season 2. That was quite an experience because they had this bunch of tracks that they needed to sing to, and you need to do the backing tracks in set keys. I was working with Ben Obewi, Uncle Ben, and it was crazy. It was a crazy experience. It was a crazy experience. Over the 2 years, I think I made like nearly 1,300 tracks.
Sorry?
Yeah. So it's back to back.
Wait. How did you even get the job? Let's start like that. How did you get it?
Illbliss. So Illbliss was back from the UK. Yeah, Illbliss was back from the UK, and he was the production manager on Project Fame. And at the same time, I was also producing Illbliss's first album.
Okay.
The one that had the song with Terry G and all that. So I was doing the executive production. I didn't produce some of the tracks, but I was adding some more tracks and then arranging the whole album. So while that was going on, Illy now came through and said, "Man, there's this Project Fame gig. Do I want it?" And I was like, "Man, bro, what's it about?"
Sorry, we're all just casually in the house. He's like, "Yeah, I'm the production manager of Project Fame. You know, there's a free opening. You want it?"
Yeah, because he was also trying to get a team together for the season 1. You understand? Okay. And I was like, "Oh, there's no band. That can I produce the backing tracks?" You understand, for Project Fame. Then I was working at UAC. So what will happen? I was like, "I'll take it." So what will happen is I'll go to work in the morning, then come back. I'll have a list of songs to produce at night. Now do like 15, 16 songs in the night. Go back to work the next day. Come back to another 16, 17.
When you say produce, what are we talking about?
Like the whole instrumentation. So like they will say, "Okay, this week we're going to sing one Chaka Khan song. This week is Soul Week, so we have Chaka Khan, James Brown, Michael Jackson, The Temptations." They'll just give you a list of records. Different records. So I have to now take those records, listen to them, then create the instrumentation and now send it back. That was the job. It was factory music. Back and forth.
Ooh, I like this question. Tell us the story of how you met and started working with the drumroll, please. The Cavemen.
Someone's need to come.
It has to now.
I need to come. Okay, so I was working with I was working with Family. Shout out to Family. That's another person that does
awesome.
Incredible.
Awesome.
Does
that
incredible live arrangements.
I will use my mouth and say he's legend.
Family.
Guitar legend.
Shout out to Family. Family. And the crazy thing about Family is Family plays 5 instruments I know. As like well as he plays guitars. Yeah, as well as he plays guitars.
Do you know them?
Drums, bass guitar, lead guitar, the piano. I'm going to separate 2 pianos because the way he plays the grand piano and the way he plays the electric piano is so different. The boy's a whiz.
Was he trained? Like, do you know if he's like, someone that just woke up and just, for whatever reason, God just blessed his hands to know how to play?
That's what I think. That's what I think, to be honest, because the way he moves through it is unorthodox. You understand? There's a way a trained musician works, and there's a way somebody who learns. You understand? There's it took me a while to unlearn everything I studied growing up. I had to unlearn it and then start learning other things.
Facts.
I think it's only even in the last 3-4 years that I used some of the music theory that I knew before to start producing. It's only of recent that I started, but I had to unlearn all that. Family is incredible across board. But yeah, I was working on Family's album.
Okay.
I was working on Family's album. So there's this thing like when I'm in album mode, we see every week. So we had like 16 Sundays booked out. Like every Sunday he's at my place. We're working on the album, every Sunday he's at my place. So he comes, he brings a track called Biendu. It's featuring the Cavemen. I hear them like, shit's different.
Who that?
Shit is different. The shit is different.
Did you know? So you didn't know them at the time when you heard this?
You know them. was like, man, shit is different, guy. How far? What's up with this record? So I was like, man, but say, man, that they are, say, it's a new band he met, the Cavemen, and man, that if I'm open to it, he'll bring them to my place the next Sunday. That they are trying to put out some records, and might just meet them sharp. I'm like, why not? Shit is incredible. So next weekend he comes with Ben and Kingsley. This was my place at Thomas Estates then. I'm just sitting in my living room.
What year was this?
This was 2018 or 17.
Whoa, it's been a while.
And so they come true.
Okay.
And the very first song Kingsley plays for me is Oge. And I listen to Oge. I'm like, wait, the shit is different. I mean, it's high life, but at the same time, it's different.
Oh, my chest is getting so tight right now.
different. I was like, man, this shit is crazy. I was excited. I was geeking out. Well, if you see me hear music and geeking out, I think Jess has seen me hear music.
I've seen it. It's an experience.
See, I was all over the place. I was just jumping around left, right. So I was geeking out. So I was like, this shit is wild. And they were like, that they're surprised that I'm reacting like this to their music, that a lot of people and producers as well have told them that this thing's not going to fly. That they're not going to make it with this sound, and they need to change their sound. Bro, I was shocked to my bones. Well, shout out the gatekeepers.
Imagine if they... No, it's not... Imagine if they actually listened to that critique. That thing is scary. Do you know you're the reason why I don't review music anymore? I don't review music anymore. Don't ask me my review on somebody's music. Is this man single-handedly changed my perception? I will not review anybody's music. It's not my business to review music.
I remember that conversation.
It's not my business.
I remember that conversation. I remember that conversation.
He basically, and it is what he said, he just reaffirmed something I always knew. But then at that time, like, I not found myself and stood my ground. It's like, we sit here and creatives, you people, you artists, you musicians, you producers, you make this music. There's someone who wasn't in the studio with you, don't know where you grew up, don't know the reason why you're making the music you make, don't know the reason why you use the process you use, don't know the method why you use the method that you use, comes and in one listen, comes and writes a review based on passively listening to an album, don't even know the headphones they use, don't even know the car they were sitting in, if they were sitting in the car, don't know if one of their speakers was busted, listen to your album and then gives a critique, and then it influences people who look up to those people for critique.
I know the backstory.
When he said that, I said, it's not my business to review your music. If I like your music, I was already doing that anyway. Like all my platforms, I will highlight people and carry people in my head where I like your music. I'll never say and be like, I don't like this person's music anymore, because what's the point? Mm-hmm. When I don't have the context as to why you made the music the way you made it. And it's because of commercialism and commodifying, arts. And just how the music industry is, that makes people just obsessed with like, oh, this is trash. This thing is good. Yeah. Oh, this thing is number one on iTunes. This thing is, even if like there's so many fire songs that don't even crack any charts. Yeah,
that's just plain truth.
I'm sorry I went off on that tangent, but continue.
Yeah. So it was wild to me. You understand? And I was like, okay, so they say you guys can put out these songs. How many songs do you have? And they were like, and Kingsley was like, no, just back and forth working, arranging stuff, but we have like nearly 23 songs now. I was like, okay, let's hear the next one. And the next one he played was a Sunday.
I want to face it on the floor.
I heard a Sunday. Midway, I was like, guys, stop. Drop the data. Oh, all the songs you want to come out on.
Wait, y'all didn't even negotiate nothing? Y'all didn't even say, like, this is what I'm going to get paid? This is going to be my point?
No, my point was, people said, this sound is not going to fly. Kai, this sound is going to fly. And to prove it's going to fly, drop the data. I'll work on it.
Have they listened? Did they know you before they came to your house?
No, that was the day we met.
They didn't know your catalog. They didn't know what you did. They didn't even know if you're a good mixing and mastering engineer.
Nothing. Kingsley was saying it was your shock. Just like, okay, this guy believe us, make a drop the data, we'll see what will happen. That's his own perspective. Me, I was just like, drop it. Drop everything.
So you mean to tell me they just gave the data for Roos like that?
Yeah, they gave me the entire data. The whole songs. About 18, 19 of them. Gave me the data. was like, bro, we'll work on this album. On this album.
Cavemen data is not small. It's not small.
It's crazy. It's
Bro.
crazy. It's like if I check the final mix data, it's like 60 gig. So it's a lot. But as I'm there, you know what, bro? Drop everything. We'll start with Osondo. Then I'll just send you a bunch of records. We'll see where we go from there. That was my own thing. We'll see where we go from there.
They also adopted the come to my house every week to mix and master. I remember the first session I sat on. I was sitting here like, what is it? How am I privileged to be in this space right now while they're mixing and mastering this thing?
It's crazy.
It was humbling.
That's the Roots album.
Yes.
And
then I started to hear the beginning of Love and High Life. Then they blew, and then they can't even sit and do mixing and mastering because they're doing show here, traveling here, doing this one, private show here. It was crazy.
No, it was crazy.
Okay, you have the coveted spot of choosing a song that you want to put us onto. It can be whatever song. Just make sure that they're not going to copyright strike my podcast if they hear this song on my podcast, because it's going to play as this part of the podcast fades out, and then we'll listen to the song.
So I choose what song of the week.
Yes, and you that knows 1001 choose wisely. Choose wisely.
So many songs to choose from. And this song of the week, I'm going to be selfish. I just have a new album out in Prime, so I'm going to be selfish. Okay, so I'll say Market Square by Brimo.
Okay, I'll allow it. I'll allow it because it's you.
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean when I say that.
Yeah, I know you.
It's fine. We will play that song because Bigfoot produced it.
And mixed and mastered.
Is it producer Mr. Massive? Sorry, yo. Number one album. Let me clap for you. I'm clapping for you, Bigfoot. You. Big,
I don't see the significance of this gesture. It's wild.
You. Thank you for pulling up on me. I knew this day was coming. I didn't know it was gonna be today. You exceeded expectations.
Another day. But it's fun.
9 to 5 life is kicking our butts. I'm tired, but I'm happy to be tired here with you.
Yeah, but it's fun. It was fun. I'm happy to be here. I won't even lie. Happy to be here.
You'll definitely come back in season 3.
I'll come out on facts or what that is.
Unpack.